Yes, that what I just wanted to say was just disrupted, unexpected for me, which handled the different storages of his smartphone not in the right way. So to go a bit straightforward, this elites steer, or at least try to steer, the opinions of the people, and they smear dirt to each person, which is not so much in the focus of censorship that they completely stop him. But if they don't like his opinions, then they try to smear dirt onto his image. Image is surface outside. And one way to do this is to create associations from this person to negative objects or negative classified objects or relations or whatever. For example, YouTube, which is is really Google, always make a dirty game with me. First, I make good music, and this music is not fallen from heaven. It's not fallen from the waste can. It's the result of education, of musical education, and learning, playing scales, and on the other exercises for 2 years on the guitar, and I listened much of this music, so this music is in me. And I'm now 66 years old, and in this time I listened to several music I enjoyed. So this music is in me, and it's not just like that. Here you have smeary madman that just is making pling pling, and just by chance it sounds quite pretty good. No, sirs. Yes, and this music is music of a musician, and they want to parasite on this results of hard work, and this results of my possibilities to play nice musics. They want to parasite on this, so they throw several message into my view on Facebook, and this says, hey, you have nearly no follower. Follow me, follow him. He has so much follower. And then you will be able to that your music will be listened more often. And then I play, and they get the money, like Spotify, which earns billions for nothing. Parasites. And I uploaded more than 240 videos, maybe 10 or 20 or 30 with very nice music, and others with funny comedy stuff. And I have now 8 followers after more than 1 year. And they play a dirty game with me, by chance I made from different YouTube accounts comments to Reverman videos, and realized that from one account the comments that I made from the other account, it's for the same video but uploaded from the other account, the comments are not visible. And I just looked very interested that on videos you have the numbers which give you the number of comments which was written to this under this YouTube video, and I set my command validate, but the number of the increase of the comments which this number which is from YouTube there given did not change, even it's a very small number. Yes, I think one video I tested this, one comment, and then came my comment, still one comment. The number is still one. I had to add another comment, still one comment, still one. Then I created a new YouTube account under different, completely different name. So I first made a new email address. So this Google machinery was a little bit disorientated, and the comment was published, and the next comment then this machinery understood that this is Martin Kirchhoff, and Martin Kirchhoff's voice shall not be heard, according to the this infamous parasites which hitchhiked the collective results of the collective work of humankind. A handful smeary parasites control the whole communication of humankind. A catastrophe. And okay, so with their usual work, this from this smeary minds ideas programmed algorithm set under behind my video, where I was I made unpleasant words unpleasant for some parasitic elites, and so they smeared dirt on me by making another video inject as a, hey, you could look this, and if there are others which also get this, you can assume this if you are on a not very private part of your YouTube, your Facebook account. So what I had to listen there, to hear there from some bishop, he said, he explained what is YouTube, why younger generation don't look TV, and said there are many dirty and rotten dogs which try to say, hey, I'm so poor and I'm so small and I have so much mad things in my life. I'm so, and I want your pity, and I want your mercy, and I want your love, and everything else. Yes. German bishops, at their claws there is blood. For example, the Catholic Church kills in 2 years so many people as died in Holocaust, only by the infamous anti-condom propaganda in Africa. They do this for very selfish reason. They have their absurd sexual ethics, and this ethics they have for very selfish reasons. If you want to generate rules, taboos, and laws in your religion, which no one can follow, rules you must hurt, then you should take such a class of rules and regulations which has a relation to the strongest drives of a human being, and these rules and regulations has to be contradictory to this very strong drives. What's the strongest drive of a human being? Self-esteem? That self-preservation drive? No. The strongest drive of human beings is the sexual drive. This you can see. It's a example of pedophile persons. They know in many situations and cases that they are in a very dangerous, that they go very dangerous ways when they follow their sexual drive, but they do it. And yes, if you are father or mother of many children and quite old, then you see this quite relaxed. Or if your body is not so much able to generate sexual arousal dependent on sexual hormones, it's also yes. And by the way, this company, a pharma company which sells Viagra, I never took any of this. I'm not interested. But I know something. There's some person which knows very much about spices and herbs, and so I know there's some spice you took it to beans. It smells a bit rough. In the German word is Bohnenkraut. So if you take just one good spoonful of this to your stew, you will understand that if people would know what is the way in which this spice works, if people would know this, then that the pharma company which sells Viagra would crush the shareholder value. Yeah. Like a moon rocket of USA, which is not built for perfection, and yes, this is capitalism. Always a new one. Yes. In the 1930s or 1940s, if you bought a new car, the life expectation tendency, where this thing is not living. And people which love cars are necrophiles, but you can have it for 30. Could have it for 30 or 40 years. In our days, cars you have for 15 years, and then they are finished. My own brother studied in engineering. He told me that they had exercise. They had to go to make a construction of something for rotation, but it with limited time. That is so. And they had he had said he had really to try hard And the primitive of the primitives, it was the right solution. Otherwise, this would have been worked for very much too long time. So they, without any shame, teach young engineers how to produce machines, electronics, and so on, which a very limited time, and then you have to put to the waste scan, and so many of these electronic waste, for example, then is in Ghana or somewhere there, and poisons everything, and they use so poor, and they have not some umbrella, social umbrella, which could secure them when they have no job. Then they can say, please, servant, give me some food, or die from hunger. And very, very big ships from the European Union appears since years near the coast of West Africa, on the coast of Ghana, for example, and giant ships, and they empty the sea. No more fishes, and their families since many generations they are fisher, and the family has no more income. And then they send maybe one son to Germany or to other countries in Europe. Not legal to work here, not legal. Because they work for people which can do with them many bad things. And if they are sick, they cannot go to the doctor and say, here, like a legal worker, here I'm sick. And then they are in the time until they are again okay. Here it's paid money for them, and also the medical treatment is paid. No. So when these people send money to the family in Africa, so that they must die there from hunger or something. And here you have many old baggage, which live like animals, like an African student in the student's house say to me, yes, only interested in beer, violent, cheap entertainment in TV, and so they think we are the greatest here in Germany, and we pay for the whole world. And okay, the Americans are a step further. They say the whole world belongs to us. Everyone is our slave and have to do what we want, otherwise we kill him. This ridiculous fucking company there. I speak about the elite. They make, for example, propaganda like this. They make, since more than 100 years, they try to sabotage that Asia and Europe cooperate in economics, because then they are not any longer the number one, and then they cannot any longer parasite the whole world. So they make everywhere sabotage and war and tension and yes, and they make maneuver military exercises at the borders of North Korea with 300,000 soldiers, with aircraft carriers. They have now already 11. It's only a war of aggression. To defend yourself, you don't need an aircraft carrier. And just several days ago, I saw them like this. Our new aircraft carrier is so gigantic, and no one can kill this, and no one can destroy it. It has these weapons and these weapons, and if the enemy come, then the aircraft carrier will do this. We are the greatest, and nobody can destroy our new aircraft carrier. Well, what do you need this? To kill, to slaughter, to steal, to parasite. NATO spent $1,150 billion a year for a weapon. Raise it. Fill the pockets of the rulers of the USA, the hyper-rich. And in 2014, on Twitter was posted or tweeted from the United Nations that only $20 billion a year would be enough to stop starving the whole of the planet. 50,000 people die from hunger each day. So they make this maneuver there, and at the borders of North Korea, and North Korea already know the Americans, they made this war against Korea, and the whole country was bombed, destroyed, and they did not know what shall we bomb. No, they bombed the walls of the water reservoirs, and they dumped this fucking Nazi Germany for that they had done this war crimes, and they dumped this and in the war terminal of Nuremberg in 1945. This war was caused by the German elites, the European elites, and the American elites of worlds. Directly after Adolf Hitler was in 1933 elected to become unlimited power by this law, the Ermächtigungsgesetz, which was only successful in the election or in the voting, because they need 66% of all election votes. Then before this, there was negotiations with the leader of the Roman Catholic Center Party, and Hitler promised them billions, and when he was the dictator of Germany, he gave them billions from the money from the taxes from the people of Germany. Yeah. So, this Holocaust was made by Vatican. Vatican has his online sits at the times from Benito Mussolini, the other dude, the big dude of Adolf Hitler. And directly after he was elected, he got visitors in Austria from the Wall Street. And this his military reaction to the false flag operation, his own attack onto this decision, Gleiwitz, near the border to Poland, was made with brand new military vans made in USA. And USA gave credits to all countries which was fighting, and with its credits they bought weapons made in USA. And then again with false flag operations, the leaders of this rotten empire, this oligarchy, against all promises, entered this war, because Germany was winning this war, and they entered this war, and they fought against Germany. Why? Because the other side had more open builds and more open credits in USA, and this would have been lost if this would have lost the war. That was the reason. And the great and so human Marshall Plan. They needed markets. That's all. And the Bush clan, the grandfather and so on of George W. Bush, yeah, this rat, this ass of the world, sold the necessary oil, mineral oil to Germany, to Nazi Germany. Otherwise, they would not have been able to fight this war. Sure, they later was also in Africa, where this oil, you can have this oil, but first they had to start this war. For this, at least they needed the war of the Bush clan. Yeah. So, and now they hitchhiked the whole communication of mankind, which is with the technology, with this result of the collective work of humankind. A few infamous rats of infamous criminals, parasites, mass murderers have control of the complete communication of humankind. A catastrophe which will lead to devastation, agony soon. So, many voices should not be heard. Or if they are under some limit, you smear simply dirt onto such persons with such framing setting, yes. And they make very wrong game with me to censorship me secretly. No comments, but I see comments. Ghost comments. I'm the only one who can see his own comments. They do a secret. And they also play in a third point of view a very dirty game. Yeah. They simulate reactions of others with these videos which they place after my own videos. If I make a funny video, they place videos where somebody is laughing funny, like it was my reaction to my and you look and the uploaded this place is maybe 10 years old, or for 10 years ago it was uploaded. And one day I visited an old friend. Google did not know that I was there with him, and I just played my own little video. And this framing was very different from that framing which he gave to me. To me, he gives good framings. If I make music, he make like this here. After my music video, there's some video for some famous musician, some famous composition, and so on and so on. If I make jokes, then I see smiling faces of people I, as YouTube know, as Google know, I appreciate, I have some respect for. But what was the framing? What was the next video to that video which I played there at the computer of an old friend? That the whole time I'm online, I have a laptop, I have anything to do with this internet. I never visited him. I never had any connection to him except some phone calls. So Google and YouTube did not know that this my uploaded video was played there from him, but that he's my friend, and that I just see what is the framing. It was in Chinese language, and you have always a little picture of this video. And this picture was, the whole little picture was only one photo of a cockroach. So, and now I found this reaction to my video here, which I uploaded. No, this I uploaded some times ago, but today shared, where I talk quite long, maybe 2 hours about. And then this bishop was the next, yeah. And this was not in my, it was not to make me just happy, because it's on a public space. This was not for me, it was for others. Some public space in Facebook. And then I answered. I said here, I'm not a dog which is begging for love. And additionally, I want to say, such a bishop, take him away his job. What shall he do then? What? I gave lessons to students in that school. I teach students in engineering, in electrical engineering, students in mathematics. I teach in mathematics, electrotechnics, physics, chemistry, German, English. And for example, there was I had best note in examination in high school for electrotechnics. I was 1 year in a factory in that time. We made I built yes, I made yes, I produced steering for this engines, electrical engines, and I know about electronics, about transistor technique, about microwave circuits. I also had chemistry, and I, for example, had some student. The father was an engineer in electrotechnics, and he bought rotten tomographs, nuclear spin tomographs. He bought them, and his wife told me he just sold such a tomograph to, I think, Romania for 300,000 euro, and so on and so on. And only China, there was not, she told me with a very sour face, it was not possible, it's not possible, because in China it's not allowed. They make a joint venture with Siemens, because the Chinese people are not stupid. You cannot sell them old rotten. So I would need not more than 1 year, and I do the same as he did. And I won't see this bishop. If you take him away, his shit, his bullshit there, what shall he do then? That people which, this person which say from very, very high cathedral place, oh, there are so many people. They are like sick, rotten dogs, sharing their opinion. And he even don't understand more than about religion than I do. Even that's not. In that school I had the best note in religion. I was in year 10. I went by bus to the school, and I was so glad. I was so I can't expect it to come to school like a student in school when the holidays begin. Because I enjoyed discussions with this Jesuit, but he was only 50% Jesuit. He finished. I had I teach religion and physics, and I had best notes in both. And 2 years ago I visited him. Sometimes I visited him, and he in the emails it was so completely unused to me. I know that I don't know this experience. That someone has a letter to me with the word Lieber Martin. Completely unknown, unusual, and he died. I was sometimes there last I think it was last summer, and then I also wanted to visit someone which was together in the same class in school, in the same. He also died. Yeah, they died. Then in our garden, paradise, there was my brother, me, and 3 dogs, and the 2 bigger. They would have defended me with their life without any doubt and any thinking. And especially the bigger one, I just looked at the photography some weeks ago. Man. The head of this the German Shepherd. This animal looked really a little bit different than other times. And the other one, a little bit smaller, from Belgium, Shepherd. His name was Teddy, and he preferred when I make this here. This he preferred very much, and I got early appetite. My father was a Metzger and he butcher, and he brought this here where you make but from the bovines, and this was lying there, and also and I listened when I was this Teddy was born in the same year I was born. He was somehow like a brother which cannot speak, and I said this, and he did this, and they had a good life there. Most times they was lying there in the sun. Sometimes they, I remember once they make a little patrouille walk. The bigger berry, run to the forest, wild forest, and maybe 3 or 4 hours I came back, and yeah, there are several people which I always thought I had no mother. Until when I was 7, my mother died. So I'm a psychopath because of this. But I know many people which are also psychopaths, which has parents. Sometimes I see women in public traffic, in buses or so, how they deal children. Oh, 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 oh. The way that some of these children treat their own mother. Oh, 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 oh. I would never. Impossible. And there are several people which which has the position to give me a job, and they think because I'm after the whole life without work, must work like a machine after the first day. And this lady assumed that they are in the right position to treat me like something like the shit below their feet. Always she was aggressive and make insulting and despising comments to my when I made mistakes or so. And I was not paid per hour, but per result. I had to read electrical from further electrical power this measurement for electricity and used gas and water and so. And there was times I worked quite hard, and for example in 1975, yes, I was in the first half year, was 18 or 19. 19. I had to work hard in studying physics. In the summer, I worked. I got up at 7 in the morning, had some bread, and then worked until the evening, maybe 9 in the evening, and went to sleep. This from Monday morning to Sunday evening. The whole course, 3.5 or 4 months. And it was not just learning; it was always difficult things, physics. So the people which assume that I should clean the streets and that I should order this little cars in the supermarket. The leader here of this, you call it here, Sozialamt, told this to me. I shall not study, I shall not finish my study. I shall look for a job to clean the streets, he said to me. And I'm sure that I have a better education, that I'm more disciplined, more busy, more educated, and more intelligent than he is. This was in 1998. And let me say something about people, several people of religion. People of religion, in most cases, are quite stupid and have a bad character, and are often very parasitic and also very smeary in their way, that they always do all the opportune things, and so they are one of a very big herd of sheep, and the Christian religion also uses this picture of the sheep, and the shepherd, the good shepherd. What the fucking idiotic nonsense! The good shepherd heard me, bring me to the slaughterhouse and eat me. Yeah. I go not on 4 legs, I go on 2 legs. And this planet is my home. And in this home I go on 2 legs with open eyes and an open mind. I'm not a sheep. I will never be a sheep. I don't only look in this direction. I also look in this direction and this direction. And I did it so often in my life. Yeah. That you can thread me from this direction and this direction and kill me with a bullet from these directions. So what? I'm 66. So what? There's one thing you cannot shot with a bullet. You cannot destroy. Even if you would time destroy, you could not destroy it. This is the truth. So what? So what?